fjords, as it were. Back with a little more Dead Souls play. What is this? Sega Stiletto? Good thing. I'm gonna play some Dead Cells tonight. Spoiler alert, I gave in and looked up a lot of information on the game to figure out what certain keys went and what certain things did because I was tired of groping around in the dark. Learned a lot more about the game, was able to pick up a couple of new items because of it. Also gave me a chance to look at some builds, see the patches coming out here from the PlayStation, presumably toward the end of the month. Read about a lot of what they're putting in for the, at least they've already done for the PC version. The bugs are definitely worked out with it. But there'll be some nice features, I think, coming down the pipe. One of the interesting things is that apparently the Legendary Forge was never meant to be unlocked this easily like I'm doing it. You're supposed to beat the boss several times and playing on basically higher difficulties. And then you would be able to expand the forge more, and I don't have to do that, so I'm going to get as much of it upgraded as I can before the patch releases. I guess they're also going to do some balance changes and such. I don't know, I'll see once it all comes out and play it, how it's going to work out for me on the PlayStation 4. What is this? Switch sword. I like the stiletto. Certainly has its advantages, but from my understanding, the sadism mutation is one of the mutations that keeps gears memory attached. They're actually removing a few mutations and adding a few new ones in. They're getting rid of sadism. As far as I know, there's not going to be a replacement for it that does what it does. And they're removing the basic cooldown effects, like the ones that reduce the cooldown for grenades, and the one that is for non-grenades. Those are going to go away, and they'll be replaced with skills that are, or mutations that are a little more skill-based, like parrying to reduce cooldown and things like that. Frantic Sword +1. Regular base damage is better. Okay. Plus, if I get hurt, then to below 50%, I start critting. Curse Sword. One hit and you're dead. I'm pretty sure you're not going to catch me using that anytime soon. I have never even seen what they call the perfect doors or kill doors, which I'm not even sure they're in the PS version yet, if they're in the next patch. But I was reading that there are doors that will unlock if you can get kill streaks, like 30 to 60 kills in a row, depending on the stage, without getting hit. I certainly don't see that. I'm lucky to see the time door. In fact, I'm not even going to get to the time door this time. It's already almost 3 minutes to the promenade. No new blueprints. Let's go ahead and upgrade the Frantic Sword. Ooh, shoot an arrow upward. I like that. Plus the damage. I'm gonna go with Vengeance this time, maybe? I don't know. I never know which brutality mutations I want to take, or if I want to take some of the generic ones. I've got a lot of the mutations unlocked, not all of them. Oh, I need to do the healing one. That's what I need to do. I picked a mutation that doubles the time that I get to return some of my health after I get hit. So normally when you get hit, you'll see the bar at the bottom of the screen, your life bar, goes from green to yellow. And then the yellow starts disappearing, and if you can manage to hit enemies in time before the yellow completely disappears, you'll get back to those hit points you lost. And that mutation is very helpful because it doubles the amount of time you get to return those hit points, allowing you to kind of keep from taking way too much damage, I suppose. Let's see, Spartan Sandals. not a big fan of. Although, from my understanding, they're getting a big buff in the next patch to keep taking from a one-hit attack that's kind of to a 3-hit combo attack that does more damage in the 3rd hits. I know one of the bugs I was reading about on Reddit from this patch, at least the PC version, is that it's creating maps that can't be beat. Which obviously is a huge problem. The last thing you want is, in a procedurally generated game like this, to create maps that are unplayable. Right now, I don't have to worry about it, because this version, the 1.0 version, does not have that issue. I have never come across a map that I can't complete. Oh, no. So, I don't know if of course I was a kill streak. I believe it's possible in the new patch as well to go to your options screen and turn on the kill streak setup. So it'll show you, yeah, I don't have it yet. It'll show you how many kills you've gotten in a row without getting hit. So Bloodsword 3, an ice bow, and a shield. Alright, nothing I need. And now all of a sudden I can't jump. Tomorrow is Thursday as I'm recording this, but it's my Friday from work because our work is 4/10s, me and my wife, which is pretty damn handy after a while. Work that we do went to that a few years back, and everybody liked it, except for the people who really want to, come by on Fridays. Having a 3-day weekend at a minimum every weekend it's nice. Can't argue with it. You just can't do much during the regular week. Because by the time I get home from work, I'm driving, it's probably closer to 6:30. It's already getting dark here at this time of year. Not that there's a hell of a lot to do in rural Texas. Come on, it's trying to beat them up too, get them out of my hair. Okay, quit jumping backwards. It's very irritating. I did stream some Magic last night. That went, running into the problem in Arena where I'm doing ranked play right now, trying to save up money and gems and gold basically for the next set coming out soon. And so ranked play instead, trying to get up to like platinum or God forbid mythic. And I'm actually on gold tier 1, but I cannot seem to power through the last few. I'll get almost there to the end, and all of a sudden I'll lose 2 or 3 games in a row, and that's all she wrote for. Yeah, now I've got to win 2 or 3 games in a row just to get back to where I was. Heavy crossbow, don't want it. That's my lovely wife, folks. Anybody who might have heard that joke. You don't think they heard it? Well, I just announced it on stream, so you're welcome. Well, anyway, I was talking about Magic Arena. I'm not. Usually, I do a Friday night stream, 7:30 p.m. Central, in which I stream Magic Arena. I'm not 100. I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to continue streaming Magic on Friday nights, or if I'm going to take a break for a little bit until the next set comes out. Mainly because the game is really starting to irritate me with just getting almost there, and then all of a sudden, here's 3 hands in a row where you have to take mulligans to 6 or 5, and by the way, we're not going to give you the lands you need to be able to play. Or we're going to go ahead and give you, 7 lands and a 21 land deck, so that you have plenty of lands. Oh, I didn't pick up the healing ability. Alright, I gotta maybe next stage, pick up the healing ability. I may have trade that shield for a decent bow. We'll see. I may do it after the concierge. If I can find a nice brutality bow, that would help. Parry, so no regular, just regular block for me. No parry block. I was experimenting with some bow builds before the stream, like in my warm-up games. And I'd seen a lot of people on Reddit showing off their builds they use to beat the Hand of the King, and it's like double bow. And I know they were saying that the Hand of the King, one good strategy is to use like a bow or something like that, plus some wolf traps to lock the king or the hand in place. But I can't get the right items to make it work, and I'm having trouble with bows in the High Peak Castle, namely the fact that I'm getting my butt whipped by things in there. So it's going to require a little bit more practice. I'm sure I can do it with sword and board like this. It's just going to take the practice to figure out the hand's patterns and how to best to beat them, counter and dodge everything thrown my way. And my understanding is Dead Cells was or is or will be streamed on Awesome Games Done Quick this year, but I haven't had a lot of time to watch the stream. Most of the time I don't. I end up wait until after the AGDQ is done, and then I pick them up on YouTube, because they'll post all the streams to YouTube, all the videos, sorted by game. So you can watch them at your leisure, and watch them really nice speedrun, honestly. Watching that guy complete Hollow Knight in an hour and 20 minutes was very impressive, considering I probably couldn't beat him in 120 hours. I beat him far less than that. It was like 30 or 40. But he also made the Radiance look simple, and I can't do that. I gotta get back to that game one of these days. If I get tired of Dead Cells and want to take a break from it, I may really stream Hollow Knight. I know I've got a friend streaming it, but, you know, I enjoy the game. What can I say? I'm not going to be like speedrunner extraordinaire like these other people I've seen are. I'd be happy to just start a new save file and go from there. It's been enough time that I probably won't even remember where half the stuff is. Again, I rolled twice. Bag. Some money. Oh, there's a challenge room right beneath me. I didn't even notice it. I am really just not seeing these challenges very well. I don't know. I'd say I need glasses, but I already wear them. I'll take these glasses this time. Sapphire Amulet. One of the other things I've noticed that seems to be a pertinent strategy, at least for the time being, is to stack damage resistance. I see that mentioned a lot. And it makes sense, you know, if you can stack items that give you damage resistance and you take less damage, you'll survive longer. Of course, you're stacking damage resistance on an item, you're not getting the damage plus on an item, so you're end up building more of a tankish build, rather than the glass cannon builds you probably see more often. At least for me. I'm fine with it as long as I can finally score a first-time win against the Hand of the King. And of course, somewhere down the road, they promise that there'll be more levels and more items and more things to do. but my understanding is it's a pretty small team out of France that does the game. And so when you have a small team, you kind of take it with them. You're not going to have the manpower to really push out a ton of content in short order. They're not Blizzard. I'm not even sure why I brought up Blizzard as an idea, because I don't think they push out a lot of content in short order either. Alright, Blackbridge. Yeah, I don't have any new blueprints yet. I could reforge Knife Dance to S quality, but it's just so friggin' expensive. I'm probably going to replace it here in due time. Now, remember, Steven, pick up recovery. Time to recover your health. After you've been hit is multiplied times 2. That way, when I get hit, and I will get hit, I can at least restore a bit more of my hit points back. Now we're going to go through this pattern where 99% of the time it's hitting the field. Well, I have time to play it. But that's alright. Alright, Swift Sword Legendary. I hate the 1% healing on it that doubles your damage taken. I don't need to take more damage. So time to re-roll it. Legendary items, from what I was reading, they have a lower cost to re-roll them. As if they weren't already fantastic enough. So, like I said, go ahead and spin yourself a Legendary Forge for the next patch. Takes away the ability for me to do that without going to, say, +1 or +2 difficulty. 50% extra damage when you're max hit points. Poison the enemy shooting an arrow. Well, sure, why not? Don't want to blow my entire wad of cash. Of course, I have 40,000 gold at the moment. Those are not that bad. And let's do Still Village. Do a basic route. Stupid bats. Hate the bats. How many times I have died to those bats? Let's go and start stacking brutality, get it up to 15 as much as I can. After 15, you no longer get hit points gained, and stacking for that stat. I will eat random food that's contained in the walls. Why not? I'm just a headless body anyway. What do I care? I need to see this stuff for me. I'll leave it there and come up. We have a weapon shop? I'll stop at some point. is indeed weapons / secondary items. Fire grenade that reduces damage taken by 20%. A corrupted power that reduces damage taken by... Or 20% for fire grenade, 25% for corrupted power. I think I can go ahead and trade out Knife Dance for that. I mean, I don't mind Knife Dance, but I really need to start stacking the damage resistance. Damage resistance, yo. You could still collect these things, right? Takes you out of touch with the kids. I mean, if I was out of touch with the kids, I wouldn't be able to ignore my kids. I do pretty well, I think. I'm not worried about the ice bow. We have a treasure room. There's probably going to be a cursed chest. Usually there is. Oh. It's actually not a chest. I don't need the, our cursed chest. I don't need the infantry grenade. I'm not much of a grenade person. It works well for some people, not so much for me. I will take a cudgel, because when I parry, it stuns the enemy. I don't even know why I bothered climbing over the top just because I was there, I guess. It's not like I need to carry the key all the way to the end of the stage. I've already gotten the blueprint that's there. 21% yeah, I'll take it. Can't stack the 3 power, or can't gain 2 power in this roll. That's alright. Now this is the door that you cross. Oh, I hear the baby crying. What's she upset about? I'll give her a minute to see if she's gonna soothe herself back to sleep or not. And if not, I may have to do it. My wife's like, I could do it. But I'm not one of those guys who just expects his wife to do it. I change my fair share of diapers too. At least I changed my share of diapers. I'm not sure it's a fair share. And just a suggestion for guys out there who are looking to have kids someday, just get used to the idea of changing diapers. Don't be one of those guys who makes their wife do it all the time. Thinking, oh, it's the wife's job to take care of the kids. This is not 1950. 2019. Man up. Help take care of your kid. You help make it, you help take care of it. Steven's social values message for today. Alright, I'm impressed with my parry. I don't care if anybody else is. Clock tower time. No blueprints. Okay, yeah. I do not have 38,000 to buff that further. Minus 15% damage received. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, 20% damage received. Just the basic, yeah, minus 45% from those 2 items, and they're 10% from my necklace. That's a good start, I think. Take less than half the damage I would normally take. No time door in the clock tower, I believe. At least I don't remember one off the top of my head. I did look up the solution, but I had been confused. I kept mentioning how I couldn't find the bell tower key. So, spoilers inbound. The bell tower key is attained by ringing the 4 bells that are in here in order from lowest tone to highest, ascending order. Sure, that makes absolute sense, right? You would have thought to do that. I probably would have someday found it by accident, just getting lucky and hitting all 4 of the bells in the right order. So if you hit all 4 of the bells in the right order, the key drops out of the 4th bell. And you can go get your blueprint. Speaking of blueprints, here we have Hokuto's bow. Rare drop, so I think I'm going to really stress getting out of here in one piece so that I can collect my blueprints. What about here? Is the exit? If it is, I can't do anything about it yet. I don't have the appropriate key yet. I'm getting better at learning to parry those attacks off that guy. It's one of the major reasons why I like playing swords and board as opposed to bows. Because bows have their advantages, and a good strong bow, I was one-shot with cannons. And if you can one-shot them from far away, hey, all power to you. But I seem to perform better when I have a nice sword in my hand and a shield in the other. If only I could do that against the Hand of the King, I might have much better luck beating the Hand of the King. So is this the office desk? Yeah. Actually not familiar with that room before. Sometimes you'll find one with a desk in there, and there tends to be an animator in the desk. There's one of the bells. That was carrying in my part, so. Oh well. Oh, there's the exit. Excellent. Like I said, I'm getting out of here in a hurry. I have a rare blueprint. I'm not going to stick around to explore and maybe build up a little bit more because I don't want to lose the blueprint by accident. From what I understand, this bow is not that bad. Marks the enemy, takes damage for 20 seconds. The enemy dies, mark spreads. Well, maybe it's not as good as I thought. Well, we'll see. I won't know until I actually play with it some. I'm going to go ahead and reroll this one a little bit. Victim's burn, launch a grenade, 50% extra damage. Okay, I don't want 1% of hit points. Okay, I'm not going to take any more chances. So I can keep re-rolling some more, but last thing I need is for it to get so expensive that I'm stuck with a bad buff and no way to get rid of it. Because anytime I've had a weapon that offers, or an item at all, that offers extra 100% damage for you, but you take an extra 100% damage, usually I just get myself killed in short order. Good secondary items helping me out here and showing me. boss. It's no longer the coolest boss in that life. In the middle of the play field, on the other side, behind on. Hang out with the shield, that wouldn't be my damage. That damage resistance really already came in handy. I was not taking a lot of damage for that boss. I do not need a frost thing, especially one that doubles my damage but doubles damage I take. It's not a bad secondary item because it's quick, it can freeze an enemy in place. It's a nice support item. It's also very short range, so you pretty much only can use it in a melee build. Let's see now. Let's go ahead and finish off the bow. Minus 10% damage. Son of a gun. As much as I'd love to have it, my shield offers better damage resistance. And the DPS on that bow didn't look all that spectacular, to be honest. I'm already starting to plan ahead for the final stage. This is the final regular stage here, and then I have the final boss coming up. I am exactly at the 20-minute mark for this game, this particular run. Why can you jump? Alright. Oh yeah. I see what people are talking about when they stack the DR. My survivability, I mean my damage output is meh, but just my flame survivability is so much better. Oh, okay. Thank goodness for that shield fairy stemming it for so long. Out of here. Alright, so first room down. Now I gotta find the second. Oh, we have an impaler, folks. I love the impaler. I think I've gone over that I don't know how many times. Anybody watching me play this game before, they'll be like, yes, we get it. We love the impaler. Right there up against the wall. Looks like my there's a door right here. Right over here. So see, oh, it's marking the room. Alright, so this will give me the second stage. Level infection pass. Raise infection level critical. Great. Now I'm gonna start taking extra damage from it, I think. Okay. Using a potion did restore some of the malaise, or get rid of some of the malaise. Oof. I do not like not having a pair of double crossbow shots, if I can help it, or some wolf traps or something to help with that damage. Short order. All right. I guess now time for the Hand of the King. See if I can do this. Good as any. Onward to the throne room. Time to get good or go home. Right, Jaden? I know I'm home. Oh, that was crappy damage. Really? Alright, back to square one. What do I got? Oh, the Nutcracker, really? Let's go with the Nutcracker repeatable crossbow, maybe? Repeatable crossbow isn't bad necessarily. Of course, the biggest problem is now I have two weapons that use completely different stats. Alright, I want the hunter grenade. The way I figure Highway isn't going to help me all that much. I'm probably better off just hoping that rare drops happen rather than trying to figure out which plans I don't have yet, which monsters drop them, try and find them, use a grenade, damage the elite down to 40%, then use that that drops off of the grenade in order to make them drop a blueprint. think it's too much work. And I'm lazy. Explosive decoy, sinew slicer. Yep. Let's do a 1 reroll. Really? Yeah, I go back because I can't resist. Second reroll. Nothing. Alright. Well, at least not what I want. I want the double crossbow manic, whatever it's called. Boost plus by spreading it out a little bit stat-wise. I'm not committed to any one particular color yet, so it all depends on basically what I get next. Here we have 2 power. This is a line and an infantry grenade. So I got 2 active items. I seem to be having a complete brain fart. Okay, I see where I can go. Alright, hold on a second that side. Oh, the treasure chest. I like treasure chests. And a wolf trap. Excellent. That's a start. Turn in. Nothing I want to upgrade quite yet. We will go ahead and take recovery right off the bat, because that, again, I'm not stuck with, say, picking up brutality mutations that then I'm end up going to go bow, and I don't need the mutations necessarily. Although I suppose they'll still work for me. But if I'm going to go a bow that has limited ammo, I need to pick up the ammo times 2 mutation, so I don't run out of ammo in combat. I've been running slower lately than I usually do, so I'm like almost 3 minutes. So I missed the first time room again, which is down there. And I'm not getting a lot of scrolls this run either. Those at least tend to auto-target the enemy for you, which I enjoy because then I don't have to worry about your range. Boots. Definitely better than Nutcracker. I've never been a big fan of Nutcracker. Too slow. Like the broadsword. I tend to lose things if I have to use the broadsword for any length of time. because I'm used to using a much faster weapon, and so I just get hammered by enemies that I normally wouldn't lose to, because I'm pressing the button to swing this weapon, and I'm figuring, okay, I can now go ahead and block, and no, I'm still going through weapon animations. This rate will wind up brutality and tactics. Which I suppose won't hurt anything if I end up having two different setup. 279. Shots pierce all enemies, shoot them behind. You know what? Take it. Worst that happens is I kick myself later for going, man, why did I take such a terrible weapon? Really, game? It's a short-range weapon. I have a short-range weapon. Call them out. Boots of butt kicking. I have a chicken on my head yet, and it's a duck. You know better to pick up a strange duck in a dungeon. Artist behind the game Munchkin draws it all, John Kovalik, who also does the comic strip Dork Tower. He does do a charity run every year where he rides a bike for like 20 or 30 miles, and as long as he raises enough money, he wears a rubber duck on his head the entire ride, on his top of his helmet. And more recently, his last year or two, in order to raise even more money, his next incentive was to also wear stuffed tentacles while riding. Last year or two, the pictures of him doing the run have been quite festooned with various stuffed animals. It's all for good. So let's stop the flashing. We have a magnetic grenade, which does nothing for my damage. I'm not hurt, because I should have sold it for money. But, too late now, I'm not coming back. Hold on a second, got an itch. My headset askew. This is different. Suspected infection of the malaise. I guess the prisoner's artifacts. Personal effects, okay. Man, you know, I do like Phaser. There's nothing I need right now. Really comes in handy if you decide to go after like conjunctivitis. That boss tends to stay far away from you. And so Phaser can let you catch up in a hurry and land a couple of hits. I can't believe it's already 9 o'clock. This may be my last run of the evening, just so I can go to bed at a decent hour and get some rest. Okay, so we got recovery. I've got a bow, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up ammo. What I really like would be a nice, good quality bow with an endless quiver. I actually was lucky enough to get a legendary drop one of those once, and it just carried me a good long distance. But legendaries tend to do that. Oh, really? Game faked me out, making me think there was something just over there. Yep, go back, collect the cell. Just in case I do get past the boss, I can play those things with Soul Forge. Or Legendary Forge, I guess is what it's called. Blood running and blood soul around the house lately. I'll take a treasure chest. I'm good with treasure chests. What do we got? A marksman bow. Inflicts a critical hit at long range. I'm not going to sell that bow yet in case I don't like this one. I can go ahead and get it back. There's the time door. I'm like 40 seconds short. Late. Fire bow. Caused some issues, but and now I don't want to go back to the other bow, so I'll probably just make do. So, I mean, when I'm far away from the opponent, that crit is nice. And the grenade is nice, just basically hitting enemies closer to me than I like. Yeah, the boots aren't the best weapon, but they're definitely not bad. They'll carry me through for a little bit longer. At some point I will need to look into a replacement. But I missed that spell. Oh well. One cell one way or another isn't going to make that big a difference. So, probably rather unprepared for the concierge. I'll just have to see. Alright, recovery, ammo. Increased damage if the enemy's not near me. I think I'll go for vengeance. I've always liked it, because I get hit enough to make it worthwhile. Which really isn't a great trait for me. But until I get good, it's just the way it's going to be. I didn't mean to rhyme. Very handy. That was bad damage on my part. Oh, hate that shield. Aura attack that does damage to anything too close. in the butt. Oh, that... Okay, that hurt. You know what? Uno más. Uno más. It's only 9:15, right? I can sleep when I'm dead. Alright, balanced blade. A frontline shield. Really? I'd rather take a quick bow than a frontline shield. I'm gonna have to face some facts. I tend to do better when I'm a melee person. So I really need to focus my efforts on that. He said it's a time. I will pay $16.50 for a skull, though. Just to take those hit points. And there's a double crossbow amount. And there's the promenade in 1 minute, 13 seconds. So, good start. Can't argue with the results. Maybe not as strong as I'd like to be. Well, I'd like to have another scroll or two, but I'll get one off the time door at the very least, along with some extra cells. Cells won't do me any good till I reach the concierge and beat him anyway, or beat it. Why I'm bothering with the key, I don't know. I actually don't need the keys. There's three gardener's keys you can get from the sun. You can use all three of them to unlock the door in the tower. Get a plan out. But you can also take the keys into 3 different stages. I don't know which ones. I know the next one, the ramparts, is one of them. And I think the other 2 are not on the normal path. And you can get 3 Moonflower keys off of them. And then you can take the Moonflower keys to like a secret room in the High Peak Castle and unlock the mutation there, I think. It's not something I'm necessarily likely to do. If I do it by accident, I'm not going to complain. Of course, I don't think it's one of those you're going to do by accident either. I think you deliberately have to do the searching and looking around to find the secret rooms that have the Moonflower keys. And then do the searching around for the secret room. The second one. I have been looking around for the 3rd key in the zone anyway, which is a rose that appears just like any other item in the room, and you have to ground stomp it 3 times. So I'm really glad I looked up how to do that, because I know how to figure that one out. I mean, seriously, who thinks to do that? Who throws a shoe, honestly? That's not what I wanted to do, game. I wanted to actually pick up that position because I didn't have anything else in that. Now I'm too lazy to go back down and get it. I start slowing down on the amount of talking I do. Go ahead and buy the vampirism only for the 20% damage reduction. This is not the one I wanted. Although there is a scroll power I missed in this room, according to the map, so back we go. I don't know how those streamers do it, the ones who are like, I'm going to do a 6 or 8 hour stream in order to, you know, promote something or raise money for charity, and it's like, if I do 2 hours, I'm exhausted. You know what? I'm actually going to pass that up this time. I know I can't believe I'm doing it, but I want to damage resist. We have a wolf trap. I don't know, my experiment with trying to stack damage reduction may cause me trouble. Of course, like I said, I'm going to be substituting damage for damage reduction. Wow, okay. Here we have an ice crossbow that's legendary that just dropped off this. So I think... Oh. I think I need to read my items before I take new weapons. Because you see that skull and the ×2 over my head? Means this item doubles the damage I take. That'll be a reroll as soon as I get back to the appropriate location. 340, Cursed Sword, absolutely. I mean, Cursed Sword is like damage through the roof. The difficulty is that whole, you know, the minute you take any kind of damage, you die. But I guess if you're trying to make a build like that, it does free up a lot of slots. Like, you can stack all of your scrolls for damage in brutality, I guess, in this case. All of your mutations can be focused not on survivability, but just damage. And you become the ultimate glass cannon. Took the assassin's dagger over the frantic sword. I like the frantic sword. It's a nice, quick attack, good range for a sword. But I took the assassin dagger because I tend to try and sneak up on enemies from behind all the time. It's just a lot easier to hit them if you just pop up behind them and whack them before they get a chance to turn around and hit you. And in this case, the critical damage I get off of the dagger is worth it. The frantic sword had a good base DPS, but it doesn't have crit damage. Almost there. 5,800 gold. So at least give me a couple of rolls on the bow, which will let me get rid of that nasty extra damage. I don't know if it's even a 1% heal, which really isn't enough to offset the damage I take, to be honest. Or what? Alright. Oh, it's just double damage. Enemies hit by this will thaw more slowly. There we go, much better. Don't forget the mutation. So recovery. Do I want ammo or do I want damage? Just go with vengeance. I'm not using the bow adaptation yet. That makes with the regular base, just quick tap does really crappy damage, but it's meant to do crappy damage. It's meant you use it just to kind of slow down your enemy or try and freeze them. Holding down the bow is where I get the large damage. But of course it takes longer to fire off the shot. Always a trade-off. Shield guys, I gotta do it anyway. Thumbstick, can't use it. Jeez, yeah, looking over as old as you are. Alarm pals all the time. You've heard me. They will name me Rice Krispies. Is it because you snap, crackle, pop? No, it's because I'm bland and so you give me a little sugar. Treasure chest. Boat snack. Guardian scroll up here that I did not get to first. It's alright. Green or purple? Let's go with green. Extra survival gives me the extra hit points boost, and since I suck at the game still, despite all these runs I've done, I think I can use the extra. The enemy the way I would. Okay, you can point the arrow downward. And over my head while I was stunned. Suppose I shouldn't argue. I'm fine. Treasure chest is going to be tonic. You know, my understanding is they've actually buffed vampirism and tonic in the next patch. I'll wait and see, but it might actually make them useful. Right now, neither of them are really what I would call useful at all. The benefit you get from them does not outweigh the slot you lose carrying them around. If not for the fact that vampirism offers me such a high damage resistance, I wouldn't be carrying it. I probably won't even remember to use it most of the time. Unfortunately, the potions, the tonic and vampirism work like the potions. You can use them one time, then you gotta complete the level, and then they'll refill. And the amount of healing you get off of them is really so little and pointless. Minus 20%. So unless they offer minus 20%, I don't see much excuse me, need in taking them. I mean, you know, at least if it was like a grenade, it would do some damage, not a ton, but I could do some damage with it. When I first started playing the game, I took a lot of the mutation necromancy, which, you know, every time you kill an enemy, you got like 2 to 4 hit points, depending on how much stuff you did, thinking it would surely come in handy before I realized that your hit points by the end of the regular game are going to go into the thousands, making necromancy one of the most useless mutations out there, even when you're early on in the game, and you really don't have much else to pick. Follies of youth, I guess. It was a simpler time back then. Right. Walking around saying "nee" to old women. managing shrubberies and all that. Let's grab the scroll before I go anywhere else. Give me that lovely brutality. Really, dude? Just had to turn around by last second. That does need to be my last game right here, because I am really starting to make stupid mistakes. Once I do that, all I'm going to do is just basically blow game after game after game, and then get frustrated with it. There's no reason to do that. I enjoy this game way too much to get with it. Or at least want to get with it. Like the good old days of playing NetHack 3.11. Well, the last few versions of NetHack I could actually beat on a regular basis. Alright. So, I've got recovery. I don't want ammo. I do have vengeance. I guess I'll go ahead and pick up combo, which isn't going to do me a damn bit of good against the boss. My son is talking to himself again. He's gone crazy. Jaden, that's an inanimate object. You realize it can't talk back. That person, I guess I can't hear you. Here. That was a good one. I always forget as he gets almost dead, his attacks get faster and he seems to hit even harder than ever. Alright, so a quick bow does extra damage or shooting in front of me and is a lot quicker to use. So I believe I'm going to go ahead and trade out for this one. Especially since so will pierce the first target, plus I get an extra shot all the time with it. I do love weapons that have that shoot an arrow in front of you or up above you, especially melee weapons, because it can be really useful for picking bats and other little things out of the sky. So, 104 cells to turn into the Legendary Forge. Still only at 25% of the items dropping as plus items. I haven't gotten far enough yet to unlock the ability to make S level items by default. You know what, because this is the last run of the evening, I'm going to go ahead and take the Slumbering Sanctuary on. Even though the likelihood is I will die. I did have one viewer for a while. I'm not sure who they were, but they went ahead and left. Sad. That's alright, though. This will go up on YouTube later. Which is, if you're hearing this right now, you're obviously watching this on YouTube, not on Twitch. What'd you say, babe?
I said it's later. They probably have a bit.
I suppose that's true. Wife noting, whoever it was who was on here probably, you know, just kind of lurked for a while and then had to leave because it's getting late wherever they're at. And that makes sense. And we have a game crash. Alright, folks. So, hold on. Hopefully it doesn't kick anybody off.